Having explored emotional boundaries, I now want to take it a little bit further, and I want to talk about why it can be so difficult for us to hold them. There are two reasons for that. One is what happens outside of us, and the other is what happens inside of us. So let's go first to what people can do when they don't want us to change. So let's stick with the example that I used in my video when I was talking about emotional boundaries, which is my jumper. Right? So I've come out here today in this lovely blue jumper, feeling very good in it. And let's say there's somebody else, a narcissist, who does not want me to wear this jumper. Now, all very well, I try and maintain my sense of separateness, but they're going to erode that. Because what do they want? Do they want a clear thinking, emotionally independent, sovereign being? Or do they want a passive, submissive, easily manipulated being? They're going to want the latter, aren't they? They don't really want you to change. So how do they prevent you from wearing your jumper of choice or staying strong in your view of choice? Well, there's a couple of really easy emotions that they can use. They could use anger, couldn't they? Oh, for goodness sake, how many times do I have to tell you that jumper is absolutely not acceptable? Pretty effective. They could use shame. Oh, wow. Okay, so you're actually legitimately happy to walk out in that jumper. You're okay with everybody knowing that you have chosen the blue jumper. Okay, if you want to go on the score run like that, it's down to you. Guilt. Particularly with a covert narcissist, you're going to see a lot more use of guilt with the covert narcissist because you're going to hear their sob story and their vulnerability. So guilt may sound like, okay, I don't know how many times I have to tell you how upsetting it is for me for you to wear that jumper. I just can't believe that you really would have no consideration for anybody else and you would choose that jumper knowing what happens in me when you wear it. Now, all three of those examples, and there are many more, it's like a puppeteer, right? If I want to control somebody or if I want to manipulate somebody, there's a couple of really effective strings that I can pull. And in those three examples, hopefully you might have felt the impact of just the anger and the guilt and the shame. And of course, the longer you're in a relationship with a narcissist, the more that kind of enmeshment has taken place, the more you feel responsible for them. You become responsible. You believe yourself to be responsible for how they think, feel, and behave. You are never responsible for how another adult thinks, feels, and behaves. Yet in each one of those examples, the other is trying to gift that over to you so that you get back in your box and continue to be the version of them that they want. It can also work the same inside of ourselves when we almost use those same tactics. I feel guilty if I meet my needs. I feel selfish if I choose the jumper that I really want to wear. I often used to say in my journey that when we're trying to hold boundaries with a narcissist, it can feel like we're trying to grow a muscle that we've never used before in the ring with our greatest perpetrator. And the double punch is, I'm trying to establish this sense of self, I'm trying to be boundaried, I'm trying to be clear, I'm trying to be sovereign, and I'm doing so in an arena where you are really effectively and efficiently shooting all these secondary emotions at me like shame and guilt and fear, etc., likely which have worked for a long time. That's why I'm in this dynamic. So what I would suggest to you is just pull back a little bit and witness the truth of what is happening for you in each moment. So if this is ringing true in your life, perhaps just bring a consciousness to it and an awareness to it that makes space for you to see the truth of what's there for you, not just what the other one is telling you is there for them. Because really, at the end of the day, the only opinion that counts is your own. And it's about that reclamation of trust in yourself. So if this is resonating with you and you are finding these examples relatable and helpful and supportive, most importantly, then please like and subscribe to the channel. Take a look at my website, which is katiefeder.com, where you'll find more articles and blogs where I have tried to bring really easily understood real world examples to what can feel like a very messy storm that we're trying to navigate through. On my website, you'll also find my contact details. And each of these examples are going to be a little nuanced, of course, and individual for each of us. And the other thing is, in working with somebody one-on-one, what you get the opportunity to do is to pull the string a little deeper on your story and look at perhaps where the birthplace of you feeling responsible for another's emotionality or truth first began to embed itself. So if I can help, and if that sounds of interest, please feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to continuing the conversation soon.